translation is as follows. This, by the way, is from Surah Al-Baqarah, the second surah in the Quran. Okay. O you who believe, spend out of that wherewith we have provided you, ere a day come when there will be no trafficking, no friendship, nor intercession. The disbelievers, they are the wrongdoers. Allah, there is no God save Him, the alive, the eternal. Neither slumber nor sleep overtake Him. Unto Him belongs whatsoever is in the heavens and whatsoever is in the earth. Who is He that intercedeth with Him save by His leave? He knoweth that which is in front of them and that which is behind them, while they encompass nothing of His knowledge, save what He wills. His throne includes the heavens and the earth, and He is never weary of preserving them. He is the sublime, the tremendous. There is no compulsion in religion. The right direction is henceforth distinct from error. And he who rejecteth false deities and believes in Allah has grasped a firm handhold which will never break. Allah is the hearer, the knower. Allah is the protecting friend of those who believe. He bringeth them out of darkness into light. As for those who disbelieve, their patrons are false deities. They bring them out of light into the darkness. Such are the rightful owners of the fire. They will abide therein forever. Okay, that's the end of the translation. Here is Mr. Gary Miller, and he comes from Peterborough, and he wants to talk this evening on Islam, the nature of belief. Among his interests outside of the study of Islam are mathematics. So if he would come up and begin his talk. He's going to begin by some preparatory remarks.
Assalamu alaikum and welcome. I realize that the title of this talk maybe seems rather vague, nature of belief. Let me clarify that now, so you don't feel that you came to hear something and it was a different thing they were talking about tonight. By nature of belief, I didn't mean to itemize all the things that a Muslim believes in. Interested parties can find that out for themselves very easily. Go and look it up in an encyclopedia. That's very easy. What I wanted to talk about was belief itself. Is there something different about the way a Muslim believes and the way that somebody else believes? In many cases, maybe there isn't. For example, no doubt there are many Muslims in name, who believe what they believe because their parents believed that way and their parents before them. But especially here in this society now, if a person was born into a Muslim family, he is probably finding himself removed from family, maybe for the purposes of his education. And if he's going to remain a Muslim, he will probably be re-examining, why do I believe the things I believe anyway? And it is in arriving at proper conclusions on self-examination that a person really becomes a Muslim in the true spirit, because the root meaning of the word is submission. That means you have examined something and decided that's where you belong. You want to take a certain position. You submit yourself to a certain position. That is what a Muslim is. So, it is on the nature of belief, and you can't separate belief with salvation. So it is on those two things that I mainly want to speak of. Usually in this society, at least Western society, God is thought of as possessing at least three superlative qualities. He is said to be almighty, all-knowing, and all-good. But these three attributes lead to puzzles and paradoxes. Is God helpless to prevent evil, or does He choose not to do so? In the first case, He's not almighty. In the second case, He's not all good. The problem is caused by the ascription all good. Saying that God is all good is an anthropomorphism. That is casting God in the image of man. Good is a relative term. For example, when a lion runs down a gazelle, That's bad for the gazelle. It's good for the lion. Depends on your point of view. Good and bad are a theme of mankind. They are not a theme of the universe. The Quran talks about the good and the evil things created by God. As a matter of fact, so does the Bible. But I've never seen that quoted by anyone who discussed from a Christian point of view the problem of evil, as it is called. From our viewpoint, good and evil are really the terms beneficial and harmful. If you call good and bad as though they were absolute, as though they existed without reference to other things, forgetting their relative nature, you make a serious mistake. It's like calling boiling water hot. It is hot to my fingers, but it's not very hot compared to the surface of the sun. It takes on the quality of being hot only relative to my fingertips. We make a mistake. No physicist would say hot is a thing that has existed from all eternity. It is a basic principle. Temperature is what we talk about. Hot and cold are measures of temperature against something else. In the same way, good and bad is measured against something else. Ethics, the study of good and bad, is like arithmetic, in a sense. If you ask a 6-year-old, why is 2 and 2 4? He might tell you, because the teacher says so. But is that why 2 and 2 is 4? It doesn't depend on the teacher's authority. It depends on facts you can discover for yourself. Similarly, alcohol is not bad because God put it on an arbitrary list of things that he decided to prohibit. It's bad for mankind because it's harmful for mankind. And here's a key point. Man is not punished for his sins. Man is punished by his sins. Evil done brings evil on the doer. The function of God is guidance. Good and bad are pointed out to us, and we may verify the truth of the information by observation and by reason. The Quran repeats the lessons of history. It asks us questions and it answers objections. Salvation is the subject of the 103rd surah, which is usually translated, man is lost except for those who believe and do good and enjoin truth and perseverance on others. 4 points. But let's examine more closely the root meanings of these 4 points. The word translated believe, amanu, has the fundamental meaning confirm or verify. In some cases, the straight path which is sought by Muslims is a result of illumination. If, for example, a creed tells a congregation what they must believe, the congregation should ask for justification, not just sign up. But if the creed says believe such and such, the believer should want to say, why should I? Show me why. The Quran repeatedly warns against believing in something for which there is no warrant. Faith in Islam, then, is not a pledge. It's not a promise to believe something, but it is a conviction. So verification is really the first point of salvation.